full screen. So I've got my 14-inch piece of wire here. Now we'll just, at the top, we're gonna do a regular wire wrap loop. And so I'm using my 6-step bail making pliers, and I'm using the 4mm. So the second smallest one here is what I'm using for that loop. And that is just because, again, if I want to tie ribbon, I've got enough room. So I will put my pliers about an inch, inch and a half down from the top, and I'm just gonna push this wire up and around. We're gonna just do a regular wire wrap loop at the top here. And then I'm gonna wrap that around 3 times. Okay, and straighten out my loop a little bit there if I have to. Very good, and then we'll trim off the excess there. And tuck in the burr if we need to. Okay, and this is what we have, guys. Just a nice wire wrap loop, okay? And now what we'll do is we'll feed our beads on from the top, okay? So because this is our top. So I will start with this bigger blue bead and just work my way right down my pattern here and feed all my beads on my wire. Okay, and that's what I have. Okay, now what we're gonna do is so easy, guys. We're just gonna take this wire, we're gonna hold this last bead to where it's nice and firm up against the top here, okay? And we are going to simply bend our wire up as we're holding that last bead. We're just gonna bend this wire up, okay? And now what we can do is we're going to just wind it around however we want. So for this one, let's go maybe in between the beads. So I'm gonna put my wire in between the beads, and this is where you can get creative. I'll do something different on each one. So I'm just going to take the wire and I'm gonna wrap it around just like that. And I'm gonna go up in between the next set of beads and wrap it around. And the next set and wrap it around. And again, and then my last bead right there. And then maybe I'll kind of go up and across. And now I am back at the top. Now what I'm gonna wanna do is go ahead and straighten that out, okay? And then I'm gonna just take this wire and I'm gonna wrap it around the wire wraps on the top here twice. Once and then twice. And that's how much wire we're left with. About 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. So 14 inches is a good measurement. And then we can go ahead and if we need to trim that, or excuse me, tuck that in, we can. Oh, Gypsy girl, Gypsy's here. Gypsy's here for the party, guys. No. Get down, Gypsy. She's about to crash over the table, guys. And let me go ahead and pull you down and show you that is what we have. How fun is that? So see how I went in between on this side, right? Each bead, remember? But then when we turn it around to the other side, all the wire lays pretty much just about through the center of each bead. It's really kind of cool. Really, really cool. So that is what that one looks like. Okay, and now what we can do is we can finish this off any way we want. So we could make our own out of the craft wire, our own little loop, which let me show you how to do that. I might as well. And then I don't know if did I not grab any more of my S hooks, or we can put ribbon through the top, but let me show you guys that. We might as well while we're having a party. So I'll just cut off about probably 5 inches of wire right there, guys. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna go in the largest portion of my bail making plier there, okay? I'm gonna put my tool about almost half off center right there. Pull you up a little bit, okay? I'm just gonna take that wire and I'll just loop it around. Okay, just like that. Okay, so that's all we have to do. And this is, again, this is 18 gauge. Okay, and then I'm going to continue to take that wire and kind of push it around just like that. So it's kind of going crossways like that. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll remove that out of my plier, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I am going to clip that wire just about 1/8 of an inch from where it's crossing over the wire below it. So I'll clip that right there. Okay, so that's what you have. Okay, and now we will go in with our second smallest, and I'll put that wire right there in my pliers, just like this. And I am now gonna take, see how the loop is over here on this side of my plier? I'm gonna take this wire and pull it towards me now, okay? So we will pull that around and all the way over, just like that. So then therefore it's crossing over again, okay? And then we will take that piece of wire and we will trim it right where it's crossing over and meeting the other wire right there. Okay, and now we can grab our pliers and just kind of pull that in. And then what we can do over here is we can put this back in and open that up a little bit. Very, very easy. Okay, and now we have made, I'll pull you down to the mat. Now we have made our own loop. Really, really easy. And all we have to do is open up that loop, pop our ornament on, close the loop, and now you have a hook ready to go right on your tree or wherever you're going to hang it. So you can also make your own hooks, guys. Okay? So now we've got that one done. And so let's get these guys all put over here. Gauge and that. So I would say your go-to gauges, guys, is going to be 18, 20, or 22 gauge. Okay? That would be my recommendation for my trial and error that I've been dealing with over here. So I've got my piece of wire. Okay? And now we have small, tiny little beads, right? So let's go ahead and get our wire wrap loop done. So we go down about 1.5 inches. We'll pull that wire up and over, move the tool, push that wire behind, and now we'll go ahead and wrap around 3 times, just a simple wire wrap loop. 2, 3, barely 2.5 there. And now I'm going to have to squeeze that together because it's 18 gauge. It's a little more challenging. Okay, and we're gonna clip off that little section, and then we're gonna finish this one with some ribbon. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, and so now I'm going to feed on these beads. And these, again, these are 6mm rondelles. And so you can just have, you don't have to use big beads like I showed you on all the others. You can use any beads you want. Really, you can. And I'm going to show you how pretty this is going to look with the contrast of the gold on the green with just these smaller 6mm. These are actually imitation jade, faceted rondelles. They're really pretty. They're almost like a true Christmas green. They're really pretty. And I have 10 of them. Okay, so let's get that pushed all up there. And so that's what I have. I have my mermaid glass here, and then I have 10 of my 6mm rondelles. So it's the same concept, guys. We're just going to grab that last bead. I'll pull you down. We're going to grab that last bead and hold that wire firmly and pulling it up. Okay, and now we are gonna hold the wire as we turn it around any way that we want, really. So let's see. This is 18 gauge, so I'll probably go like every 2 beads here. It's a little thicker of a wire. It's one of my favorite wires to use though, but I've got smaller beads. And so I'll just go like every 2, like that. And now I'll go right through the center of my mermaid glass there. And now I'm at the top, and I'm going to go around once, twice, 3 times, just like that, right over the previous reps. And then we'll trim that off at the back. Hi, Gypsy girl. Oh, she's so mad because she can't get up at all this wire. And there we go, guys. There is that one. And like, I almost can't even manipulate it. It's so nice and sturdy and stuff. Love it. Love that. And then I already have a fun piece of ribbon here cut. And so what I would do, guys, is just grab a piece of ribbon, whatever you want, and feed it through your loop here. Just like that. That's what I like to make on the 4mm. If you're using, I'm using my 6-step, I'm using the 4mm. If you're using your round nose, guys, just go all the way down to the bottom and you should be good. And so, got my ribbon. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it through. And just like anything, just tie a little ribbon, tie a little knot. You can also grab some glue, guys, if you wanted to, and just like, you know, glue it at the top here, you know, like that. You could do whatever you want, really. There are just no rules, guys. This is so fun. What a way. I hope you guys just know how much this is just so fun to me. And oh my gosh, what a way to kick off this series, right? With an icicle ornament, and look how cute and fun that one is, even as small as he is. How adorable is that, right? So cute. So really, any size beads, any shape beads, any kind of beads you have are gonna work. Let me pull. So we've got 20 gauge, 20 gauge, 20 gauge on these 3. And then over here, we have 18 gauge, and 18 gauge on these last 3. And so we've got some hooks this way on these 3. This one we made. We've got some ribbon over on these little guys. How fun is that? There's a screenshot opportunity for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series as much as I am having such a blast with it. And you will try your hand at making some icicle ornaments of your own. So welcome to 12 days of DIY crafting. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2.